Hello everyone. Welcome to my page. I'm Peggy. I am your mature skin makeup gal where I just love the beauty of Seint. Seint is a cream makeup where we use 3 shades to create 1 layer of makeup. You can literally do your entire face with these 4 little tins and 1 brush. Let me show you how. If you're watching on the replay, let me know. Just hashtag replay and let me know where you're watching from. I love to see who's joining in. And ooh, my nose itches. Okay, we're going to start with this dark shade that looks like I should not put it on my face, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to tell you why. This is Contour. Contour is a cool shade, and it's always darker because we're going to create shadows. Shadows are a way to like camouflage our features and make them look just a little bit better, or make them blend in more. Do you remember, and those of you who are married or have hunters in your lives, how they put camouflage on their face? Hi, how are you? They put camouflage on their face, and they put specific shades in specific places to just let it blend in to where they don't stand out. That's what we like to do with this cream makeup. We are putting these shades strategically on our face so that we can camouflage features that we don't care for or make them a little bit less noticeable. It's us, only a little bit better. Now we're creating shadows on the forehead. We're defining the cheeks. Hi, Texas. I hope your weather's good. I heard there's bad weather there. We're defining the cheeks and lifting them, and we're also going to define the jawline. By defining the jawline, we're also camouflaging this turkey neck that I have. I had a serious weight loss, again on purpose, but it also left me with a turkey neck. So what I'm going to do is take this and come right down the middle. Hi, Michigan. Right down the center of my neck. Now we're going to blend that in a minute. We're not going to leave it just like that. We're also going to just contour my nose. So we're going right on top into the natural shadows of my nose. Hi, Virginia. Glad you're here. We're going to go right down the top part of the nose, and we're just contouring to make it look a little bit more elongated and a little bit narrower than it actually is. Now, if your nose doesn't bother you, don't worry about it. You don't have to contour. With me, if I was going to have something corrected, a feature corrected on my face, it wouldn't be my nose. There's so many uses for contour too, because you can actually use it on your eyebrows. You can use it to line your lips, and you can use it as an eyeshadow. So you can use everything in this palette to do your entire face. Now we're going to move to the next shade, which I know what you're thinking. That one is much too light. Well, it's really not. What we're doing is we are brightening the center of our face, or making that the focal point. We want a focal point of our faces. So we're going to do right between the eyebrows. We're going to come right down the center of the nose, right between those two. Hi, Rosie. How are you? Right between those 2 contour lines. See how much narrower immediately it looks, and we haven't even done the blending. Okay, we're going to catch the Cupid's bow, and again, we're going to catch the center of the chin. Now, we have the vertical part of the face highlighted, the center. Now we're going to do the horizontal. I have crepe skin under my eyes, so I do not want to accentuate that. So what I'm going to do is just put a little bit at the outer corner of my eye to give that little bit of a lift, and then I'm just going to bring that brightening shade, that lighter shade, up into the temple. Look what a difference it makes, how it lifts one eye. Let's do this one over here so it gets a lift too. And again, we're only using minimal product. We're not using a lot. And there you go, right up into the temple from the corner of the eye, just to help give that lift. That's all we're doing. It's like a camouflage. Now, I'm going to come to the inner corner of the eye and come right down a little bit on the side of the nose. And we're strategically placing this, remember we said, and we're going to strategically blend it in just a minute. There we go. Now, we're done with our brightening shade. Now, if you have marionette lines or deep smile lines, those are just fools. They create their own shadow. So you can use your brightener and just come right in that crease and it will cancel the shadow that the fold makes. Now it'll still be there. The fold is still going to be there, but it's not going to be as noticeable. Again, we're camouflaging. So this is good stuff, ladies. Good stuff. Now we're coming to the shade that is the closest to my natural skin tone. And I'm going to put it where I don't have any other makeup. And that's going to be in the bearded area if I were male. Also on my cheeks. Now there is the shade that is chosen for me has a lot of yellow and green in it, and that is wonderful because I have rosacea. See how I'm kind of purple right here? It's really calm. It's in good shape right now, but I would like to just have it be a little bit better and look a little more natural. So look how that just camouflages that redness and that purpleness that rosacea gives me. This is such great makeup. Again, it's cream, so it is warming to the temperature of my skin as I am placing it. Now, you can really see the different shades in their own place because we have our contour, then we have our main shade, then we have our brightening shade. 3 shades working together in their own lane, doing their own thing. Now I'm going to come back to my brightener, and since we're going to do a little bit of eyeshadow in a minute, I'm going to put it on my eyelids because that is going to help color correct them and get them ready for the eyeshadow. Normally I don't do eyeshadow, but today you're getting eyeshadow too. You're getting the whole face. Now we come to the 4th shade, and this is a shade which is so beautiful. It's called Plum, and I love Plum. This is also a lip and a cheek, which means it's your blush shade, and we're going to put it right in between where that contour line is and where our brightening line is. Right there, not past the corner of the eye. This is like our boundary. We want to go from here up. We're lifting. And again, I'm 68, so I need lifting. There we go. I love purples. Now my eyes are hazel, more on the green side, and it's kind of like an army green more so than like the like crystal green. Okay. So if I had a brown dress on, they would look brown. But with purple, the green kind of does come out. Okay. There we go. So we have our entire face placed. It has warmed to the temperature of my skin, and now it's ready to blend. Now, cream makeup does need to be set. So what you need to do is either use a setting spray or a setting powder. How long will the compact last? Estimate if you wear every day, 3 to 4 months. If you wear occasionally, it'll last you 8 months or longer. Each tin also is individual, so you only replace what shade that you need. You don't replace the whole thing. In other words, if you run out of your main shade, if you use a lot of your main shade and you run out of that, all you have to do is $16 and pop it in. They're magnetic and each tin is individual. That's why you need me to help you color match, because it's going to be custom to you. Your shades probably won't look like these because these are custom color matched to me. Now, as this has warmed to the temperature of my face, and again, we need to use a setting spray or a setting powder. Seint has both. If you have one that you're using that you love, it's fine to use that one as well. The cream will work well with either Seint's brand or your favorite brand. It doesn't matter. Now, let's see, it's not getting settled. No, it doesn't get into it at all. It doesn't cake. Teresa, it's wonderful stuff, isn't it? It's not going to settle into it because, again, it's cream, so it's going to move with your face. It's not going to go in and be cakey like the liquids and the powders can. What I didn't like with my liquid, and I used a good liquid, and it was a wonderful liquid, very well-known brand, good makeup. But once I hit 60, then I noticed the cakiness, especially right here. Wasn't so much in the crow's feet, it was in my marionette lines. And it would get cakey, and like an hour after I applied it, I couldn't stand the way it looked. So I had gone to wearing just about no makeup. Then COVID hit and I didn't go anywhere, so there wasn't any need to wear makeup. During the end of COVID was when I found this makeup. And this is it's just the best I have ever worn. I wish I had known about this years ago. But better late than never is what I say. Now, since we strategically placed everything, we're going to strategically blend it because we want these shades, these different shades, to stay where we put them. So I'm going to start at my jawline. Let me grab this earring. At the jawline and just gently circle around the jaw where I put my contour, and then drag it down the neck. What we're doing is creating a shadow, and look how it defines my chin more so and my jawline, and you don't notice this turkey neck that I have as much. Again, think about a hunter. He puts all this camouflage, different colors where he blends in, it doesn't jump out and get you. Now, we look a lot better than he does, in my opinion, because we can walk in public and people don't look at us like we're crazy. Or then again, maybe they do. Sometimes I think they do. But anyway, let's begin to blend on the face. Now, what we're doing is a little thing called stippling. We don't want to blend all this together the way we were taught. You want to forget everything you were taught about blending. And what we're doing is we are stippling and we are pressing this into our skin to where, how do you hide a double chin? You can do that, believe it or not. You want to start further back, like halfway between where I have jowls. So about halfway between where the jowl and the bottom of your ear is. And you want to come further down because you're going to have your double chin here. You want to come further down and then up. And that's going to create the shadow that's going to move your chin forward and move that double chin back. Great question. Thank you. I appreciate that, Teresa. Okay, we're going to continue to blend. And again, we're just gently stippling. Stipple, stipple, stipple. And with it being cream, it is spreading like butter, as my mother-in-law used to say. She was from New Orleans and everything ended in an A. So we had butter, not butter. So that's what she said. It's spreading like butter. So here we go, and we are just putting this where we want it to go and where we want it to stay. There we go. Catch the nose right in the creases. And that's the other thing. Again, you don't want to circle on the highlight shades, and you will be getting two highlight shades. You'll be getting a main shade and a brightening shade. Okay, now, as wonderful as this makeup is, and the way it spreads, if you continue to blend and blend and blend and blend and blend, you can blend it out, which is not a good thing. So there is a little bit of a learning curve with this. How do you create a nose bridge? I haven't gotten much. Again, with the contour, make it a little bit wider. Use your brightener to be just, in other words, come down more so on the sides of your nose and then thicker on the middle. That's going to give you more of a wider look, for lack of a better word. Okay, we're going to come and just tap up and down 2 or 3 times. Okay. Alrighty, and we're just going to stipple up into the forehead. Here we go. Get the bangs out of the way, and we're just tapping and spreading. Again, this is warm to the temperature of my face, so it's spreading so easily. Catch the eyelids where we put that little bit of brightening highlight just to get us ready for the eyeshadow. Now, contour is a little bit different consistency to the highlights. It's kind of like mud, for lack of a better term. So you do want to give that one a swirl, and you want to go right way up into your hairline because you don't want to have that white line if you don't. Here we go. Yes, indeed. We are definitely just blending, blending, blending. But do you see the shadow that it's creating? Now, I have a high forehead because of hair loss. Isn't it wonderful aging? It's definitely not for the faint of heart. Yeah, you get either a turkey neck or a double chin, and of course your forehead. If you're lucky enough to have a lot of hair, then great. But, you know, again, hair thins as we get older, and that's definitely what happened to me. If you saw my dad, you would say, okay, well, that's understandable because he only had that little bit right there. This is the 3D brush. It's 3D for three-dimensional because you're using 3 shades to sculpt your face. Now, we've got everything blended except the cheeks and the eyes. So I'm just going to come here with the eyes. And I like to start from the hairline forward so it doesn't pull the elasticity or the skin under the eye. And again, we're just gently tapping and pressing. And just a little bit of product is going under the eye around that crepe skin that I have under there. But enough to give it a smooth finish. There we go. And that little bit of brightness that we want. Now, let's come to these cheeks. I know what you're thinking. My goodness, look at that. It gets better. We're going to stipple up and down twice. Why twice? I don't know. That's just what I do. Soften it just a little bit, the contour. Then we're going to grab the contour with our blush shade and go up into the hairline. See how soft that is, but the shadow is still there. Now, you don't want to leave it. Like I say, we want to soften the contour up and down. And then grab it with the Lip&Cheek, and that's whatever blush shade you happen to have on. Seint has a ton of them. And there you go. The face is done. Now, we do need to set the makeup because, like I told you, it is cream, so it does need to be set. So you can either spray your face, let it evaporate, or you can use setting powder. Now, I am going to an outdoor event tonight, so I am using setting powder by NYX. I live in a very humid area of New Orleans, and it's hot right now. We're in the 90s, and it's humid, and it's nasty, and this has cornstarch in it. This is good. You can get it anywhere, Sephora's, Ulta, wherever, but it's really good setting powder for a humid area. There we go. Let's just get all of that done. And that's the basics. This is what comes in your starter for palette. Now, there are larger palettes that will hold like eyeshadows and bronzer and things like that that you can add to it that, of course, are wonderful. But this is what you usually start with. And then you get addicted and you just order more, more, and more if you're like me. Now, tonight, since, like I say, I have sort of a special event, I'm going to do my eyes, and I'm going to use the shade of Midnight, and I'm going to use the shade of Sis. Midnight is a matte shade, and the way I like to do eyeshadow is come over to about the corner of my eye and draw a line, just a small line, just to give me a point to start with. And then I'm going to let my hood drop and just kind of tilt my head and drag it over. Now I am going to put a little bit more on the lid just to give it a little bit of an eyeliner look. There we go. And then flip my eyeshadow brush around and let's blend. There we go. I like that. I love Midnight. It's a beautiful purple, and this brush makes it, this is the eyeshadow brush from Seint. It makes it so easy to work with. And again, let the hoods drop. Make sure that you can see it with your eyes open, your eyeshadow. And I just go about 3/4 of the way over. I don't go all the way. Because if you notice, I have a crease right here and it goes into each eye on that side. I don't know why, but it does. And so that sort of makes it, if I make it darker, it's more noticeable. So I keep the lighter shade for right there. There we go. All right. We're looking good here, looking good. I like to use my finger with the shimmers. Sis is a shimmer because it seems to just go on a little bit better. So I am just going to put Sis right here, about halfway over and just a little bit up on the lid. There we go. And Sis is really pretty. She's a pretty, pretty pink. Not too much, just enough. There we go. I like just 2 shades of eyeshadow. To me, it's simple, it's easy, and there you have it. Alrighty. Now, flip our brush around again to the fluffy end and give it a blend. And ladies, we are done, and I am good to go. What do you think? I can have this exact look done in 5 minutes. It's so simple, so easy with this cream makeup. Now, how do you get started with Seint? Seint is just a wonderful makeup company. It's a full line. It has everything you want to look for, from eyeshadow to bronzer to illuminators to all sorts of things. Well, you need a color match because your shades, like I say, are probably going to look different from mine. So that's what you have me for. Not only do you have me to help you with an order or with anything that goes wrong, even with the application, you've got me to FaceTime you if you need help with the application. And sometimes we do. Sometimes it's just we need to troubleshoot it just a little bit. So we can video chat or FaceTime until you get this down. It's just that simple. What I want you to do is go to a window in your home that has natural light coming in. Not sunlight, natural light. Open the blinds or the curtains and look outside. Stand about 1 foot away from the mirror. No makeup. I know that's the worst part. Catch your face, your neck, and a little bit of your décolleté if you can. Look straight into your phone and snap a selfie. I'll have in the copy and maybe even on the screen once I get off of here a telephone number to text #match to, and the link will come to you. Upload your selfie, and in about probably less than 24 hours, I'll get back to you with your perfect custom shades. Now, the last one is strictly up to you because that's personal preference. Also, Seint has a 30-day money-back guarantee if you aren't 100% satisfied, no questions asked. So my question for you today is, what do you have to lose? Let's get you started with the beauty of Seint cream makeup. Thank you so much for joining me today. You blessed me with your presence. You are my tribe. I appreciate you so much. You be the reason someone smiles today, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.